field documentary that's out. It's called Kiss the Ground. We wanted to show you how we do that. And that whole documentary of Kiss the Ground was the soil is a great tool that could help us with climate change, whether we believe in climate change or not. But the carbon can be sequestered into the ground, and we've known that for years. But as a farmer like myself out here in our field, what do we do? Years ago, we know some of our farming practices have not been the best. We used to strip till this dirt like you see here and work it all up and disc it down multiple times. But now we have changed. Our farm here has been no-till for about 25 years, ever since we have taken over the farm from our grandfather. We are in the Chesapeake Bay watershed, so we try to be great stewards of the land. And what we do here, as you can see here, we have no-tilled rye in. This is a cover crop, and in the movie they talk about this, that this is a living soil. So here as a produce farmer, it's not very easy for us to do this all the time, and we're going to go down in some of our other parts of the field that are actually tilled and show you what we have done there to try to help be good stewards of the land and possibly sequester some of this carbon that they talk about in this movie. But here you can see that this is our living soil. This is rye that we have here planted, and we will come in and we will kill this and or roll this down, and this will be our sweet corn field. We have known for years that a bare soil over the winter time, there's a lot of rain and erosion, and like I said before, we don't want it to go down and end up our soil, our topsoil, to end up in the Chesapeake Bay. So let's go down here. As you can see here, this soil here is a living soil. We had our pumpkins out here, we had some green beans out here, and in the spring this will be our sweet corn field and possibly green beans again. We will no-till into this field. But we're going to go down here further in our field where we show you a different practice, where it's going to be our tomatoes and some pepper plants that we grow on biodegradable plastic, but we have to till that soil up. So in order for us to get into the field early in the spring where the demand is, the consumer demand for the local fresh vegetables, this technique that we use, we feel is just better than going in and plowing the soil and letting it open all year long. This is a technique that we use to be sustainable to the ground the best that we can until new ways come out. Let's go up here and we'll show you how we strip till the ground. Okay guys, so we're out here in a section of our field that you can see here that is considered strip till. As we'll walk over here a little bit, as you can see, this plastic that we're on was actually our tomato field last year. Now we are going to keep this here. There is some grass that we planted between the rows that we will leave, and then we will roll that down, and we will recycle this plastic for a second year. This is not biodegradable plastic. This field over here that we tilled was some biodegradable plastic. You'll see some of the plastic in the field that is still starting to break down. But here we plant 6 rows, and then as you can see right here, we have a grass strip. And this acts as a dual purpose for us. It acts as, this is some clover that's planted in here. This acts as number one, as a driveway, an access point for us to get the product, the produce, in this case it was tomatoes, out of the field into some trailers or equipment that we use to get out of the field. But it also serves as a buffer rather than this just being one massive crop of field and or tomato row after tomato row after tomato row. You guys get the idea what this is for. While we're out here in this field, if this is something that you guys like, just make sure to hit that subscribe button, give us a like and a share. So we plant 6 rows of tomatoes, and then we have a buffer zone, we call it, a living soil that gives us some access points. But over here, for us to create that area, over here what we have to do is, you can see this is a block, and then up there further you can see that other green strip. So this will be 12 rows, but we did rip the soil up. We came through here with a chisel plow. You can see the humps right here, and rip the ground up. And the reason we do that is because it allows us to get into the soil a lot sooner in the spring, to get the plastic laid and to plant the plants for the consumer's demand. One would question, is that the right thing to do? We're working all the time, new technologies coming out, varieties are coming out that are shorter days to maturity that'll help us with that. But right now, years ago, this would have all been bare soil. And we feel that we're being good stewards of the ground by changing to this technique. So like I said, we come in here and we rip this soil up, and as you can see, this soil's pretty dry here, but underneath here, it's retaining some moisture. And that's what we want, that as the soil dries out in the spring, it'll let us work this down, and we'll come right in that following day and lay plastic right over top of it, and we'll sow some sort of cover crop between the rows of the plastic so we don't have erosion through there. But we do till the soil, so we're basically trying to do the best of both worlds for the environment, for the soil, because we believe 100% in, like that documentary said of Kiss the Ground, that the soil is our lifeblood of producing the crops. The healthier the soil, there is no doubt in our mind as farmers in America that is the bread and butter, the lifeline to growing a good healthy crop. And the healthier our soil is, and whatever we can do, you can see here in the soil there's a lot of organic matter that was turned down into the soil. The healthier that soil is, it creates a better crop for us and helps in the long run. Part of our living, it's our income, so we want to do everything that we can to create a good income for us farmers, but we also have the soil at our best interest. So let's not be so quick to judge when we see a farmer out somewhere that, oh man, he's not doing the right thing. You might have just been past at that instant where someone might have seen me come through here and be like, oh, that farmer doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, you can see as we pan over here, I mean, there's 4 or 5 farms out there, and all you see is green fields out there. So the farmers in America, I feel comfortable enough to say, or have their soil at the best interest. So I hope that this little walk around of our produce patch here that has changed over the last 20 years, like I said in the beginning, we've no-tilled 25 years, but we still have a ways to come. But I feel that the American farmer is doing a great job of changing to what their operation can do at that certain time. You know, like I said before, years ago, this all would have been tilled, and now we have no-till, we have strip-till, we have living soil. And out of this 20 acres, 1, 2, 3 blocks, so let's call that 3 acres. Out of our 20 acres that we're growing here on our small vegetable farm, only 3 of the acres is open, where before it would have been a total of 20.